Hello, crypto champions. Today we'll discuss the court sanctions against the SEC, Attorney John Deaton's opinion on it, and his insider purchases of XRP. Let's get started. The first news story begins like this. Deaton reacts as court threatens to sanction SEC for lying. Popular legal expert John Deaton sheds light on how courts have continued to call out the Securities and Exchange Commission for lying. XRP holders attorney John Deaton has taken to the X platform to react to a federal judge threatening to sanction the SEC's lawyers involved in the case against crypto project Debtbox. Court threatens sanction against SEC lawyers. On November 30th, Judge Robert Shelby warned SEC lawyers in the Debtbox lawsuit that he may sanction them for convincing a court to freeze the company's assets under false and misleading pretenses. In an attempt to secure a temporary restraining order, the SEC claimed that Debtbox was closing its accounts and moving its funds out of the United States. However, the SEC refused to mention that Debtbox's accounts were being closed by banks. The regulator also failed to note that the funds were moved to a credit union and not out of the United States. Following the SEC's claim, a federal court froze the company's bank accounts in August. With Debtbox proving that the SEC lied to obtain the temporary restraining order, the judge dissolved the order. Commenting on the development, Judge Shelby pointed out that the SEC's misrepresentation caused Debtbox irreparable harm and undermined the integrity of the case's proceedings. Hence, the court threatened to sanction the SEC's lawyers in the case. Courts call out SEC for lying. Reacting, Attorney Deaton said the SEC has been called out for lying by every court that has dealt with it in the past 3 years. Per Deaton, anyone surprised that a federal judge threatened to sanction the SEC for lying has not been attentive in the past 3 years. I won't read the whole article, it would take a long time. If you want, you can read it yourself. I will display a few tweets from it, and I'll move on to the commentary, where I will highlight the main points. Okay, recent developments in a case involving the SEC and Debtbox, as described by legal expert John Deaton, illustrate the growing trend of judicial review of the SEC's approach to cryptocurrency cases. These developments are noteworthy for several reasons. First, the SEC's actions in the Debtbox case, where they were accused of misleading the court to seek a temporary injunction, are indicative of an aggressive and perhaps excessive approach to enforcement in the cryptocurrency arena, as also highlighted in yesterday's video. Why repeat myself? Because the SEC cases follow the same pattern, the news is interconnected. Based on that, the comments are also similar until the situation changes for better or worse. The fact that the court is considering sanctioning the SEC for misrepresentation is significant. It shows that the judiciary is not only paying close attention to the SEC's methods, but is willing to hold them accountable for actions that may be deemed inappropriate or misleading. The reaction of Attorney Deaton, who is representing XRP holders in the SEC's lawsuit against Ripple, reflects a broader sentiment in the crypto community regarding the SEC's behavior. If the courts consistently accuse the SEC of alleged misrepresentations, it calls into question the SEC's tactics and overall strategy in regulating cryptocurrencies. This could potentially undermine the SEC's credibility and effectiveness in dealing with digital assets. The 4 cases cited by Ripple General Counsel Stuart Alderoty further emphasize this issue. Each case points to different aspects in which the SEC's approach has been questioned by the judiciary, ranging from accusations of hypocrisy and inconsistent arguments to a failure to comply with the duty to respond in good faith. Such judicial rebukes suggest that the SEC needs to rethink its approach to regulating the rapidly evolving cryptocurrency market. The implications of these developments for the broader cryptocurrency market are significant. If the SEC is perceived to be overly assertive or inconsistent in its regulatory actions, this could lead to increased uncertainty and volatility in the cryptocurrency markets. Moreover, it could potentially stifle innovation if companies and investors feel that the regulatory environment is hostile or unpredictable. In conclusion, these developments point to a watershed moment in cryptocurrency regulation. They underscore the need for a more balanced, transparent, and consistent approach to regulation by the SEC. Such an approach will not only maintain the integrity of the law, but also promote healthy growth. To the following news. Expert denies buying XRP based on insider information. Pro-XRP lawyer John Deaton has clarified that his decision to buy more XRP after Ripple was sued in 2020 was not based on insider information. Following legal action against Ripple in 2020, the price of XRP witnessed a significant decline as many XRP holders feared the worst for the cryptocurrency. The United States SEC had labeled XRP a security and filed lawsuits against Ripple and its executives, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. However, amid the drop, John Deaton, a crypto-focused attorney, acquired more XRP with a conviction that Ripple would win the lawsuit. Now, John Deaton has once again defended the move he made at the time while clarifying that it was not based on any insider information. Specifically, Deaton was replying to an apparent crypto investor who alleged that the lawyer's XRP purchase may be considered a form of insider trading. Ex-user Symbio claimed that Deaton buying XRP when he had the case in the bag would constitute insider trading. Having the case in the bag evidently means that the lawyer was convinced that Ripple would emerge victorious at the end of the day. There was no insider information, Deaton says. Although Ripple has now enjoyed successive victories against the SEC and seen lawsuits against its executives withdrawn, Deaton notes that such an outcome was not what many expected. In fact, many more experienced securities lawyers claimed that it would not be an obvious win for Ripple and that XRP would be deemed a security. However, Deaton went up against the majority because he knew that Ripple and the XRP army would win. John Deaton's defense of his decision to buy more XRP after Ripple was sued in 2020 is a notable position in the complex interplay between litigation and investment decisions in the cryptocurrency market. First, the insider trading charge hinges on whether Deaton had access to non-public material information about Ripple's legal prospects. However, Deaton's argument that his decision was based on his legal analysis and belief, not insider information, is crucial. In the world of cryptocurrencies, where market sentiment can be heavily influenced by changes in laws and regulations, understanding the differences between informed speculation and insider trading is also crucial. The significant drop in the price of XRP following the SEC lawsuit reflects the market's sensitivity to regulatory action. Deaton's decision to invest amid this downturn, believing in a legal victory for Ripple, was a bold move. It demonstrates a deep conviction in his understanding of the legal landscape surrounding XRP and the SEC's actions. Notably, Deaton's decision to bet on himself and Ripple's legal outcome is a common scenario in the cryptocurrency market, where investors often make decisions based on their interpretations of events, which I would advise you to do as well. This is especially true when the legal and regulatory environment is still evolving, as is the case with many cryptocurrencies. Let's continue on the chart. In the last video, I said Bitcoin has updated its local high and is moving to further close out its old drop-off. Some coins, including XRP, haven't even updated their local highs, and they have potential, they have prospects, because they can catch up to Bitcoin. But it doesn't mean that right now you need to get in on the whole cutlet. It means that you need to identify the levels. Once you break through them, you should get in. And it is worth identifying support levels at the bottom, which are also worth entering through corrections. I mean, you should not lose your head and go all in. In such market, corrections can be very aggressive. There can also be short squeezes, which will be discussed further on. You should not lose your deposit on such movements when those who open positions thoughtlessly are shaken out. Now, let's talk about the prospects. 4-hour time frame. After a whopping 11% squeeze, here it is. A squeeze is when only the big shadow of the candle remains at the bottom or top, in our case at the bottom. XRP has recovered only part of the drop and is now trading below the 0.6204 level I keep telling you about, which confirms its importance as a key level. Now we need to consolidate above it again to see some upside. The outlook is generally favorable, but we need to wait for Bitcoin to consolidate and stop rising domination, because it is already at a fairly high level of 54.3%. What happens after that, you may ask? So afterwards we will see a return to 0.6336, then we will go further into the range 0.6455, 0.6513, and after consolidation is possible to 0.6639, 0.6745 to 0.7166. These are all medium-term targets. Now let's talk about supports. Look, this squeeze broke through all the nearest levels and 0.6117 has already been worked 3 times, so it is dangerous. We may see a local bounce from it too, but with a lower probability. Among the current ones, I can leave only 0.604, 0.5951, 0.5777, and so on, down to 0.5293. From them, we can also consider entry points, but with small volumes for now. Be careful. High volatility reigns now. This is the end of the review. Don't jump in on the highs, and only then will everything work out perfectly. Well, today we discussed the SEC again, we discussed John Deaton and the suspicions about him, and I gave you a detailed overview of the current market situation. Will Bitcoin stop here, or continue to move up to 44K? Will XRP close out its medium-term targets? I look forward to seeing your answers in the comments. See you in the next videos.